are so back. You thought we were done. You thought we were down and out, baby. Yeah, whatever, baby. Crypto's pumping. Altcoin's going insane. Ethereum looking like it wants to get close to $4,000. Hopefully we can get there and then stay above. And the market's green in the middle of a month that I thought wouldn't do anything. But of course, as Trump being our president, he always drops some bombshells. And we have a huge bombshell this morning having to do with 401ks and crypto that could expose a lot of people that otherwise couldn't or just wouldn't, be exposed to crypto or didn't have the opportunity in a way where a lot of Americans do it anyways through the form of 401ks and investing long-term, right? That's a multi-trillion-dollar industry that could expose more people to crypto. So very, very bullish, guys. Welcome back to the stream. If you're watching over on YouTube, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel because I think altcoin season's finally here. Is it here finally? I don't know. We'll see. If you're watching over on X, make sure to like, repost, and leave a comment down below what you're most bullish about during this bear market. And I would appreciate it, especially if you would repost the stream. It does help go a long way. It's August 7th, baby. Let's fucking get cracking. Thursday, one more day till Friday, baby. Which, for me, I don't really look towards, to the weekends that much because we still be, putting in some work on the weekends. But, I guess it's different if you enjoy what you do a little bit, But what's up, chat? What's up, Javi? We got Javi in the comments, of course, number one. And I don't like the way that looks. Let me just see if I can change that. It's the comments. I don't like the way the comments look. How do I style? Is it style? Minimal. Yeah, I like that better. There we go. Javi, what's up, baby? Good morning. Good morning. Number one in the chat, of course. Javi's just beating you guys. I don't like if you want to be number one, he's number one, right? Yeah, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. Absolutely, Javi, 401k and crypto. We're going to get to that here in a second. Yeah, crypto's getting very, very interesting. Edgar, good morning. How you doing, brother? Mizzy Mats. Show Vic, what's up, baby? Jay Hawk, what's up, baby? What's up, Jay Hawk? Glenn, how you doing, baby? Kayla, Bud, my Crypto Space UK, GM motherfuckers. Ondo on HR is a good start to the day. Absolutely, baby. Ondo looking really, really. Ondo's been doing pretty well. Over the last, you could say, last couple of years, year and a half, those sorts of things. So really, really bullish for the altcoin space. But I do want to share the meme of the day, which I think is very interesting because it's kind of like how a lot of people feel about it. What do you mean I'm never on time? I was on time today. What are you talking about? This is pretty funny. So me after holding Ethereum after I bought at $4,300 4 years ago. And it's Smeagol with the 1%. Which is true for a lot of people who bought Ethereum. It's like, yeah, we're pumping, but we're not close to our all-time high just yet. We're trying to get there, right? And the price point for us has been $4,000. It's been hard to get to that and maintain it, but hopefully we get there. We'll see. There's a lot of institutions. I think there's 3 or 4 institutions that hold more Ethereum than the Ethereum Foundation, which is pretty big, and hopefully they don't start dumping. I think Wall Street was scared over the last, 3 or 4 days, and we've seen like pretty big sell-offs over the last week or so, but this could flip it. Now, I'm not sure if it's going to send the market into the stratosphere, but I think that it's a good start, right? And what's up, Alexandra? Good morning, baby. How you doing? Good morning. Good morning. All right, so we got the Smeagol meme. All right, let's get into the market. We're up 3% overall, which is pretty big, right? What's up, Sparash? I did study Captain BNB, and we're going to do things a little bit different on the stream today. I'm not going to be focusing so much on meme coins. I'll look at a few here and there if you're a member or a subscriber over on X, but I just want to focus on the crypto news during these streams because it gets kind of crazy. And Khalid and Kayla, thank you so much for reposting the stream on X. That really does help a lot, guys. Reposting the stream on X does go a long way, so I do appreciate that, guys. All right, so we do have Ethereum at $3,800, up almost 6% on the day, which is absolutely insane. So Ethereum trying to get back to $4,000, and we got to get back to our all-time high. It's been too damn long. Let's get there. Bitcoin's doing amazing things, but we need Ethereum to bring the rest of the altcoins up. Now, we do have some pretty big Ripple news today, too, right? And thank you so much, God, U0026 Crypto, for reposting the stream. I do appreciate you. Bitcoin sitting at $116,000 on the day. Of course, Ethereum outpacing Ethereum. XRP was up quite significantly today. Now, there's a big deal going on with the XRP and the SEC today about dropping its case, and I think they probably will. We'll see. And Edgar, what's up, baby? Thank you so much for reposting the stream over on X. I appreciate that. Some of you guys got 2 accounts, man, helping your boy out. I do appreciate your guys' efforts. BNB up today too. A lot of things are kind of up slightly. Dogecoin up 7%. Wow, meme coins are probably going to look good because Dogecoin's ripping. Solana up a little bit. We have Tron all up about the same. Cardano up 3%. SWI up 7% on the day. Okay, so SWI's moving. Hyperliquid up 4% on the day. Stellar up 4%. Chainlink 5%. Bitcoin Cash up 1%. Hedera 2%. Avalanche 1%. Litecoin 2%. And yeah, those are our top 20 cryptos. Yes, we are all going to make it. I agree. So crypto market looking pretty good. Let's see what the memes look like. So memes should be moving because yeah, so all memes are up. That's what happens when Dogecoin pumps. It tends to bring the rest of the meme coins up with it. So Doge up 4%, SHIB 2%, Pepe up 3%, Pudgy Penguins, Bonk, Pudgy up 7%, which is good to see Pudgy recovering. Pudgy's still beating out Bonk for the number one Solana meme coin, so that's interesting. Trump token up 2%, SPX up 5%, Floki up 5%. Now, Floki did get a big listing. It got listed on Robinhood today. That's interesting. So obviously, you know, I'm not sure if Robinhood listings mean they don't mean as much as they did during the last run. You know, but it's still pretty cool, right? Obviously, Robinhood making a fat recovery, really going in all in on crypto, right? Fartcoin up less than 1%. Dogwolf had up 3%, and it looks like most of the top meme coins are doing pretty well today. So that's good news. So this is interesting. I do want to talk about this real quick. I'm not going to play this whole video, but this guy named Tom Lee thinks that Ethereum could go to 16,000 based on the ratio of ETH to Bitcoin during its 2021 highs. What do you think about that? Javi, now that's a crazy price prediction. What do you think? Very interesting. You know, if Ethereum starts, I mean, if Bitcoin starts to pump some more and we start to see, a little 3x, area, kind of territory for Bitcoin, which is around 200K, like why can't ETH do the same? And that'd be less than 3x for ETH at its all-time high. Interesting. Very interesting. So Trump, so this is the big news, right? This is what is bringing the market up. Trump to sign order allowing crypto in 401k retirement plans. Now, why is this important? Let me read this first, and I'll talk about why it's important. So U.S. President Donald Trump will sign an executive order on Thursday allowing crypto in 401k retirement plans. Trump aims to allow private equity, real estate, and other alternative assets to be part of the 401k plan. The executive order helps to tap into an approximate $12.5 trillion held in the retirement accounts across the U.S. The executive order will direct the U.S. Labor Department to reevaluate the guidance value around the alternative investment assets. So obviously crypto, big alternative investment asset. Now I think this is big, right? Because if you think about it, maybe not a lot of people have a ton of money to, get into the market because, I think what it's like 55% of Americans are like in the stock market. But when you have a 401k, this is a way for you to passively invest without really noticing. Like obviously a lot of us, I don't know about you guys, but I've worked in plenty of jobs where they have the 401k option. And if you're smart, you always kind of max it out because some companies will match you 1-to-1, right? If you put in $100 up to like, I think it's like 80% of your paycheck, something crazy like that. Not 80, maybe like 20%, something crazy. So if you invest $200, they'll give you $200 kind of deal. And it's usually in their stock, but they have other options too. So if you're a person that already, doesn't really notice the, maybe $100 coming out of your paycheck every couple of weeks, well, maybe you could start diversifying that in the crypto. I just think about, back to when I, started my 401k back at my retail job, like around that time, I mean, Bitcoin wasn't created yet. But it's brand new tech, but the point is you'd be able to get in early, and watch it grow over time. And we've seen that crypto outperforms a lot of other assets, right? Obviously, Bitcoin is the best performing asset since its inception. So that's interesting, right? It gives people the opportunity to do so, Robinhood listing anything that does as much as they did when SHIB, does nothing as much as they did when SHIB listed. Yeah, SHIB didn't do anything because they listed Shiba Inu in a bear market. So Javi thinks $16,000 is way too high for this cycle. I agree. It's good to see some bullish sentiment though. So that's the big news. So very, very interesting. So MoonPay says the average hold time is about to go way up because obviously, you get penalized if you, try to access your 401k too early. A lot of people get riggedy wrecked when that happens. I would recommend some of your wages in Bitcoin every month for years. Yeah, exactly. And I think it's like a mind trick kind of thing where if you're, if you get money, you get money sent to your checking account and then you have to put that into, Coinbase or something like that. It's like you're paying for something where if it's going into your 401k retirement account anyways, it's like you don't even notice it kind of deal, right? Because you don't really, especially if you start off a job and you just start immediately putting money in your 401k, you never really notice that money missing. It's when you get it in your account and then you have to put it in something where you start to notice it, going away. So I think that's awesome. So hopefully that works out. But obviously the world's starting to warm up to digital currencies, right? And this is a big point that Jerome Powell kind of talked about, because we've been kind of dunking on a lot of institutions and people for finally wising up the crypto, but it took some time, and I think he had some great reasoning. So check this out.
What has changed is, if you go back, that's a couple of years ago, that was the period of high-profile failures and fraud and that kind of thing.
Yeah, so you're talking about 2002, and throughout crypto's history, with FTX and all these high-profile failures and frauds and those sorts of things, Alex Mashinsky's, Celsius, Do Kwon, Terra Luna, those sorts of things.
And what's happened is, I think, the industry is maturing, our understanding of it is improving, and in a sense, it's becoming much more mainstream. So all of us are revisiting, the things that were done during that era, and I think the current view is that, that it's appropriate for. It's always been appropriate for banks to choose their customers and to be able to undertake activities as long as they're safe and sound. What has changed?
Awesome, right? So that's part of the space warming up the crypto. So a lot of people are getting in the stablecoin game, and World Liberty Finance is also getting the stablecoin game. So check this out. So Trump-backed World Liberty Finance introduces the points program, rewarding users for trading, holding, staking, and using USD1. Now, obviously, like something like USDC, if you stake it in Coinbase, you get some pretty good APY. This is President Trump talking about crypto fixing the financial system.
Many Americans are unaware that behind the scenes, the technical backbone of the financial system is decades out of date, many, many years out of date.
No, we know that. At least the crypto people know that.
You know that. Paul and others are straightening it out, but payments and money transfers are costly and take days or even weeks to clear. Under this bill, the entire ancient system will be eligible for a 21st century upgrade using the state-of-the-art crypto technology. Who would have thought we would have been saying that 2 years after many Americans?
So obviously awesome. What's up, Sacco Hunt? How you doing, baby? Welcome to the stream. What's up, baby? Oh, wow. Sacco in the house. Welcome, welcome. So this is interesting, right? So obviously Trump is going on a big revenge tour. We talked about how, Trump's going after banks for discriminating against crypto, but most importantly, going against banks who discriminated against him. So Trump says he got debanked. A lot of Trumps did, right? And we're going to hear Eric Trump talk about this a little more in depth. So Trump says JP Morgan and Bank of America discriminated him, asking him to close his accounts and rejecting $1 billion plus in deposits. Like, you don't want my money? Now an executive order targeting debanking is coming, right? So all these banks that fucked around, they're about to find out. It's very interesting. Very, very interesting to see how this plays out, because the one thing we know about Trump, he's going to get his get back, and I'm here for it, because that's absolutely wrong to debank someone because you don't like their political views. And a lot of crazy stuff was going on just a year ago. I know they're trying to lock this man up, try to kill this man. You may not agree with it. It's like everyone gets the point of being American, right? Why, when you see like a man try to get taken away from you without losing fairly in an election, it's like, as Americans, we want like fairness. We don't want somebody some people would, but we don't want to win that way. We want to win fair and square. They're trying to lock him up. They're trying to do all sorts of things, and he's coming back, and everyone is flipping. All these these major news and late night talk show hosts, anchors and pundits are getting wrecked. They're all leaving. Because they all want to be in the good graces of Trump, which I think is very, very interesting. So very, very interesting, right? And a lot of these people are going to say that they were under the pressure from the last administration. And that's what we saw with social media. Like, oh, we were under the pressure of the last administration. But it's like, I think as a company, man, you got to stick up for it. But if you got to stick up and you got to stick up and fight for what's right. When I saw Mark Zuckerberg on Joe Rogan, he talked about how, like, the government was just pressuring him to censor Trump. It's like, we should have to censor anybody, not Kamala Harris, not Joe Biden. We don't censor. Everybody should get their opportunity to talk some shit. And that's why I like X, because X is like that, right? People don't get censored on X. Your algorithm is tailored to you, so you may think it's an echo chamber, but really there's a whole other side to X that I explore sometimes, and I like posts sometimes, and it ends up being in my algorithm that is anti whatever belief you have, right? So check this out. This is Eric Trump, or Trump Jr., excuse me. We went all in on crypto. Debanked, sued, shut out of legacy finance. Just watch this.
Any single banker in New York City, they'd pick up the phone. I'd be able to get a loan for whatever real estate project I was doing across the street. Then we got into politics, and all of a sudden, they wouldn't take your call. Right. You couldn't get financing. We were debanked. And what I realized, and my brother realized, because we were the recipients of every subpoena imaginable, was that, you know what, we were actually just the top of this sort of pyramid scheme that we didn't realize we were a part of, that the financial system was totally undemocratized. Because we had a certain balance sheet and whatever, we could kind of do whatever we wanted. The regular guy was messed up. Now we were all of a sudden in the shoes of the regular guy that wouldn't be able to take advantage of the markets. And we said, what's the solution for that? The answer is crypto.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, that's what we like to hear. That's the answer. The answer is crypto, baby. Yeah, and obviously, you know, if you look at even Elon Musk and Trump before they entered the political, I mean, the media, the news media coverage is just different. It's just different. It's just different, right? They loved Elon Musk. Electric cars. You know, he's big in California. California's big. Everyone had a Tesla. And then when he got into politics, oh, Teslas are bad. Second coming of Hitler. Donald Trump is terrible. You know, it's interesting. And his family's getting debanked, which is crazy. You know, can you imagine having all your money in the account and they send you a letter say, hey, you can't, we don't want your money, you know? Kind of weird. Like I said before, you can blame it on the pressure of the current administration, but I think at some point you just got to stand up for what's right. But a lot of these guys were playing it safe because they didn't know who was going to be president, right? They were betting on maybe our country being led by another Democrat this year, you know, in this next term, and then maybe they would have been, you know, rewarded on the back end for that. But very interesting. So let's continue.
These decentralized platforms where you're not beholden to this, where you create efficiencies. As a guy that did real estate, why am I paying points in and out for title insurance that could be done on the blockchain?
Yeah.
So we got into crypto, not because it was like, hey, this is the next cool thing. We got into it out of necessity. We got into it because we understood just how quickly we could be turned off, even as an incredible developer from New York City. I mean, I don't think anyone would argue that we didn't change the skyline of New York City, but that disappeared in an instant. I mean, we're getting sued by New York State AG, $500 million fees for paying back loans on time with interest. These aren't, fair markets. There's nothing egalitarian about any of that. So we actually, as innovators, as people who understand these things, we went all in on a concept that makes total sense because we'd actually been the recipient of how quickly that can be shut off.
Yeah, and you know what I like about, the Trumps is, especially for crypto, right? Because we're crypto people, and I want people in office that are pro-crypto. Like maybe Trump doesn't have the most in-depth understanding, and you kind of saw that, kind of like he was reading. You kind of figured that out when he was reading. It sounded like he was reading off a script, during the Bitcoin conference. His sons really understand, and you could tell they really understand, especially Eric Trump. They really understand what's going on, and I like that. I really like that. So. Yeah, DeFi, baby. Woo, let's go. That's what I'm here for, baby. That's what I'm here for. All right, we got some XRP news, everybody's favorite altcoin. I do want to do a sidebar here, but yeah, so the big, you remember that, that engineer, Big Balls, who was working for Doge? I think he was an engineer, right? I don't know what you call him, developer. Well, he was trying to help a lady. I guess the lady was getting robbed and mugged in DC, and he tried to help her out, and he got beaten to a pulp. And she got beaten up too. And, but I mean, true to his name, Big Balls. He didn't have to step in and try to help her. So what a guy. But yeah, he got beaten to a pulp. That's crazy. What's up, Script? How we doing? What's up, Winky? Shout out to BNB. We like being a Captain BNB in here. All right, let's get to some XRP news. So big day for XRP, guys. And that's why the price was running earlier. And it started to cool off a little bit. We did see it start to cool off a little bit, but the SEC is expected to deliberate Ripple's decision to withdraw its appeal on August 7th. Will this finally put the XRP case to rest? I think so, hopefully. Right? We do have some more news with Ripple too. So Ripple bolsters its ecosystem with a $200 million purchase of Toronto-based stablecoin payments firm Rails. So obviously XRP laying down the groundwork, the framework to be a successful crypto product, but not all people are convinced. I think I have another piece of news before I get into... Well, no, I don't. So I have some anti-XRP news, which I thought was funny because some of it's real, but I think you need to let have XRP a fair chance. You need to let them have a fair chance. Why can't I fucking say that sentence? You need to let XRP have a fair shot this run because once the whole SEC lawsuit drama stuff is done, which I think it's close to being done. We're going to find out today, right? It has room to finally do what we what a lot of people think it's capable of doing, right? Which is changing the world, the financial payment system, replacing SWIFT and making everybody millionaires overnight, which is what a lot of people think, right? Some of it's delusion, but some of it's some facts, But and back to the whole Trump thing, I think that the SEC definitely they're gonna get this done today, because I think that Ripple Labs, Brad Garlinghouse, they've been very, very good at Trump, and you know how Trump is. You support him, he supports you, kind of deal. But this is this is pretty funny. So the title is "Banks Still Don't Trust Ripple." So Custodia Bank CEO Caitlin Long slams XRP. Quote, she slams its, quote, centralized network. So she's calling them centralized network. And backwards tokenomics, since it says institutions will never trust it. If it were going to take over, it would have already. Damn. Caitlin, what did XRP do to you? Show me on the doll where XRP touched you. Jesus. Caitlin, with the short haircut, with the pixie cut too, just going full Karen. Interesting. Glenn says, if they drop the case, it will be good, but I think we've seen the biggest jump in price due to news. 100%, Glenn. Yeah, that 100%. I agree, but it's one of those things where like it takes another barrier down for people to trust it, right? Because it could, in my opinion, it could never hit its all-time high in 2021 because the lawsuit happened in 2020, a year before, so it could never really pump. I do look at meme coins, a ton of meme coins. I'm actually mainly a meme coin guy, but on this morning show, we focus mostly on the news. If there's some time at the end, we're just completely out of things to talk about, then we'll look at some meme coins. But when I have a meme coin shill and chill live stream, that's when we go in depth into meme coins. Just because I realize that if I say come shill your meme coins, no one wants to focus on the news, and some people are actually here for the news, and maybe it doesn't get the best engagement, but I'd rather focus on the news for people who just want their day. They want to be filled in. They want me to fill them in for the day. They want to come here in the morning, get filled in one time, real good. All right. So we have some more XRP hate, which I thought was interesting. Kayla says, you said XRP opened the door to crypto. Yeah, it opened the door to crypto for a lot of people. I have a lot of friends who are like, they know about crypto for XRP. Glenn says, correct. XRP will be the best top 15 coin this cycle, considering it was at 40 cents not too long ago. Yeah, absolutely. And Kelvin, thank you so much for reposting the stream. And if you guys have reposted the stream, let me know in the chat because I can't see all of them. And I appreciate every repost. And if you're watching over on YouTube, hit the like button real quick. Smash the like button. It does help. It goes a long way. All right. So who's this guy? Adam Livingston went fucking... Oh, he's a Bitcoin guy. So obviously there's a lot of drama between Bitcoin and XRP. This is pretty funny. Imagine waking up every day in 2025, checking your XRP bag and still believing, quote, we're early, the banks are coming. Bro, ... You bought a pre-mined banker scam run by a bunch of khaki-wearing geriatrics in a WeWork office who dumped on you monthly like it's a bodily function. God damn. Adam. The XRP people, they have dumped a lot, right? You are not a crypto investor. You are a financial abuse victim with Stockholm Syndrome. Bitcoiners are waging a revolution against central banks, and you're over here role-playing as a liquidity provider for Ripple's exit strategy. You're not going to Valhalla. You're going to customer service hell where they open a ticket and never reply. Buy Bitcoin before XRP makes you sell plasma for gas money. And then he shows this guy. I was like, damn. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. I thought it was pretty funny. Shout out to Adam. Adam off the top ropes this morning. I do have to say though, he can say what he wants. Damn. We're like, this is a bar here. Where's the bar at? You bought a pre-mined banker scam run by a bunch of khaki-wearing geriatrics in a WeWork office who dumped on you monthly like it's a bodily function. That's a bar, bro. I will say though, there's I would say equally, but there's a lot of people on the Bitcoin side who are like, please, institutions buy Bitcoin, please pump our bags, please, Michael Saylor, buy more. There's a lot of people like that too. As long as their bags go up, they don't give a fuck how it happens, right? As long as price go up, I don't care how it happens. I don't care if Satan comes back and pumps the crypto market, And I think a lot of people Well, maybe not a lot of people. I think it was hard being a pro crypto person and a pro like Kamala person during the election because Trump is obviously better for crypto, which we didn't know what was going to happen. A lot of people say some shit, and get in the office and not do anything, but Trump has been doing a lot, that pretty much as he could, Let me see, got a little. All right. Let me see. Rodney, are you paying attention to Metal and XRP Network? But I know no Bogdanov. But Kayla is your gal for that. You and Kayla get together like some butt cheeks, and I'm sure you guys will. Kayla is XRP, big XRP lady. ABM Power with the bar. She says, "Hi, bro. Not sure if you covered this news, but I find it concerning that companies like Coinbase and PayPal are exploiting loopholes in the Genius Act, legislation specifically designed to regulate stablecoins. While the act clearly prohibits users from offering interest to yield to holders, these platforms are rebranding it as rewards to sidestep the rules. It feels like a clever walk around, but it raises an important question about regulatory integrity and behind these incentives." Damn, that's great. But here's the thing, AB, what I will say is that as long as it's not unreasonable yields, because where we got into trouble in 2022 was unreasonable yields with people offering some insane, yield for staking your cryptocurrencies for a prolonged period of time. And that all works out well when your token's going up and the price is going up. But, obviously things break, when the markets start to dump. And what we saw with like Kronos or Crypto.com at the time, now Kronos, maybe that's what they call their network. But they started slashing rewards. So if we get to a point where the market starts to take a shit, slashing those rewards and adjusting them, based on market conditions, I think is good. So yeah, I mean, there's always going to be people exploiting that, but I don't think that specifically is a bad thing. And I think overall, it's a good thing that we have PayPal and especially Chase, really starting to get behind crypto, especially Chase, right? Chase fucked a lot of people. So hold on, Jake is I'm gonna fuck with you. All right, so this is interesting. So this is pretty bullish news, right? So Fed note references U.S. Bitcoin reserve idea. A new note by Colin Weiss mentions funding a U.S. Bitcoin reserve using gold revaluation gain. So this is interesting, right? So it's even. I think it's even important. I think it's important that they're even mentioning Bitcoin, right? So in the U.S., the idea has come up in the context of helping to establish a strategic Bitcoin reserve or a sovereign wealth fund. And the use of revaluation proceeds was proposed in recent legislation by Senator Loomis, right? So gold revaluation gains. So in my opinion, I think that's awesome because they're talking about it. And that's how it starts, right? It all starts about like an idea, murmurs around, people like, because that's one of the big things that Trump ran on was a strategic Bitcoin reserve. And then they did like a crypto stockpile and those sorts of things. But there's no real way for the government to buy crypto. Right. So this is nice that the Fed is actually starting to talk about this. So this is great. This is a start here, right? We can't have everything at once. I know a lot of us get impatient, right? But this is a nice start. So they're talking about it now because you're saying there's a chance, We're not covering memes just yet. We probably don't cover memes we're probably not going to cover memes too much. If it's part of the news, like I'm going to say it again halfway through the stream, guys. And if you're watching this over on X, make sure to repost the video, like the post, and give your boy a follow. If you're watching on YouTube, it's free to do. Just smash the like button for me. We're not going to pay too much to meme coins because I want to focus on the news for people who came for the news. All right. Now check this out. Mike Novogratz says monster pool of capital will get exposure to Bitcoin and crypto with Trump's executive order. Tons of money pouring in. Obviously, we know about this, but let's have more. Let's get some more hopium injected into our veins on this beautiful Thursday morning.
Bull market. Enjoy it while it lasts. Never does. We're in a bull market. Trump last night came out and talked about crypto assets being eligible for 401ks. I mean, that's a monster pool of capital. And what we're just seeing is through these treasury companies, through all kinds of different avenues, the aperture of being able to buy crypto being widened and widened and widened.
Yeah.
More avenues bringing people into the tent. I think one of the things that I actually didn't even comprehend is these treasury companies have done so well. The public equity markets are so much bigger than what the crypto markets were. And so as we're really broadening our reach through public equities into our asset class, you're just seeing tons of money pour in.
Yeah, and that's what, Michael Saylor was alluding to when he was like, hey, we might not ever get another crypto winter. Now, I don't want to say that because I don't want to get ahead of myself and get my hopes up, right? But what I will say, is that it's a different time. It's a different cycle. It's just different. And we're seeing the interest in Bitcoin go absolutely sky high. And I honestly believe if we didn't have that same interest in Bitcoin, we'd be in a really, really weird crypto market. If there was no Bitcoin ETF or anything like that, Trump not in office, those sorts of things, I think it'd be a weird time in crypto because we see it through altcoins who are just kind of lagging behind. Right? Nothing's really doing anything big besides Bitcoin. And a few altcoins, right? Solana hit an all-time high, XRP, BNB, Tron. There's been a few, right? And we talked about like 401k today. That was pretty much the whole, point of the show was, we're getting an executive order done by Trump Thursday that's going to allow some of these people to invest using their 401k into Bitcoin, which is crazy. It's just broadening the market for more money to come into crypto, which is great. And I think that it's like a whole public perception shift because if you were to talk to anybody on the street about crypto, maybe like 2020, 2021, a lot of people just called it a scam. And obviously Sam Bankman-Fried didn't help, when a lot of people got their money lost and like Gemini Earn and stuff like that, that stuff didn't help. But, you watched major news publications and, important figures like Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger, like these guys do not like crypto and they look to those guys. But now as more and more people come out that are pro crypto and people watch these guys passively and athletes talk about crypto, like that's going to change the public perception. And when it comes time for them to, hey, my 401k is offering some Bitcoin, like it's going to be an easier choice for them instead of, oh no, that's a scam. That's a Ponzi scheme, those sorts of things. So really, really bullish. This is pretty big news. So President Trump to announce a $100 billion Apple investment into the U.S. for manufacturing. Now, obviously, his main goal, Trump, with these tariffs, is to bring jobs back to the United States. Right now, contrary to popular belief, tariffs are not really a tax on foreign entities; it's a tax on Americans. Right, but it's incentivizing Americans to, employ Americans and make everything American made. That's what we want. We want more self-reliance kind of deal. Will it work? I don't know. We'll have to see. But I thought that was interesting. What else do we have? This is an interesting update that not a lot of you guys know about. So Tornado Cash developer Roman Storm has been found guilty of money transmitting. So obviously, Tornado Cash was that protocol where you could use it pretty much, mix your crypto, pretty much privacy on the blockchain, and they didn't like that. Now, I thought that with its new administration, this guy would get off kind of scot-free, but he has not. So there it is. Glenn says, we will get 100%. Oh my God. We will 100% get another crypto bear market. Speculative assets always go up and down. Well, will it be as bad as 2022? Like that kind of crypto winter. That was rough. That was rough. Now, this is interesting. So check this out. So yesterday, shout out to David Eisenhower, SWE, one of our favorite altcoins in the space. So its daily token volume was above BNB's yesterday, which is interesting. So that's cool. SWE making some big gains in the space. Let me see if I have any more news. That might be it for the news. But there's always stuff coming out, especially during this hour for some reason. What else do we have? Binance enables instant crypto to fiat conversions to MasterCard withdrawals for European users. So I feel like MasterCards and credit cards are always doing something for crypto. It seems like there's a ton of news every single day on that. Now, this is interesting, guys. Check this out. So I did see that. So breaking rate cuts are now expected by the end of the year. Big wave of fresh liquidity incoming. That's maybe when retail is going to get in. So Satoshi Nakamoto holds 1.1 million Bitcoin, 5.5% of the supply. If Bitcoin reaches $1 million, Satoshi's holdings will be worth more than $1 trillion, making him the richest man on the planet. So, man, what if somehow, out of nowhere, that wallet reactivates? What if he's out there, he's still alive, and he's like, you know what? Because if you think about it, like everything's traceable on the blockchain, guys. Like it has to get to an endpoint to cash out. Until we get to a place where you can start paying with Bitcoin and even still, like if there's like legit companies where you could like maybe pay for rent or cars and stuff like that, like there'd still be an exit point. So you're going to be able to track the crypto when it gets to that endpoint, which is usually a centralized exchange, which usually you're KYC'd on, right? But what if he's still alive and just is scared to move the money, But that's crazy, That's crazy. All right, what else do we have here with news? What else do we got? Do you guys see about this guy going viral? That's definitely a look. Fitting Crypto says, are you reading between the lines on Crow with all the Trump partnerships? The license for custodian of assets and ETFs on the government level, most are blind to what's being set up. Yeah. Trump is really leaning all into Crow. Yeah. Crow has such a huge following. All right, what else do we got going on in the crypto space? What else do we have? I think that's about it, guys, for the news. If you guys could smash the repost button, it really does help with the algorithm. I'll smash it myself here. We only have 10 reposts. We can get the 20 reposts. Maybe we'll start doing some giveaways in the future. Let's actually check on some meme. Let's see how Trollcoin's doing. So Trollcoin's a meme coin that we checked like last week on this stream. That was like 60 million and went to like 180 million. Watch CC Dog Shiba partnership coming. I don't know if Shiba partnerships really do anything anymore. Binance now lets European users convert crypto to fiat. I just covered that. Yeah. Morning, check out Script repost. Thank you so much, Neko. I appreciate you. Yeah. So Troll is recovering quite a little bit. So obviously, when things go parabolic, it's going to have a cool off period. What's up, Neko? How we doing? Welcome. Appreciate you reposting the stream. All right, let's check out Script. All right, we're at the point where no one's really talking about anything. So we'll look at some meme coins, just shoot the shit a little bit. Script, the Book of Soul. This small cap banger, 162K market cap, but it has $1,500 of volume. That's not good for. That means nobody's selling. Let's see the top holders. Ooh, someone holds 28% of the supply. So you're about to get one clipped. I'll smash with no names. We don't need to make it. Last time it sent Manu to 60 million. What do you mean? Oh, this is not you. Who is this? This is locked. This is number 2 is liquidity pool. This is locked? How do you lock this? I thought this number 2 is liquidity pool that's locked. Hold up. What do you mean? What do you mean by that? What ship? The 20%? There was 28% and there's 14%. So the 14% is locked for 6 months, but this number 1 is not. Is it locked? What does Sakoin say? Wasn't that rough? You had us entertained with the Saitama and Ben drama. That is true. When I cover like drama, dude, so many people are like, wow, man, I can't do that again, bro. That's so much energy. It's so much like negative energy out there. It's not worth. Ship partnership, let me see. Yeah, it's 20% because we burned 30%. We burned 30 million and locked 200 million. Don't get in the drama, bro. All right, well, shout out to Script. Appreciate you guys, but I don't know. It's really small right now, and I'm always worried about these sorts of things. But kudos to you if you guys do well. I support you guys. Get the Telegram in here. All right. CC Dog. What's up, JDM? How we doing, baby? Shout out to the Roar community. Actually, let's check out Roar real quick. Hold on. Let's check out Roar. Roar community always goes hard, so we have to check out Roaring Kitty. Wait, which one are you guys, though? Look at Poopy But Inu. Give me 1 second here. All right, Red Cat. Oh, it's not loading the picture though. Let me see. I know. It could be. I bet you it is real. Didn't we make a Poopy Butt Inu for like demonstrational purposes? Rodney Saitama Party Night, Mexican Sombrero. You guys should watch it. Very funny. That is, those are the good old days. What's your market cap? So I know what to look for. You should come chill on August 23rd with me and my people at the Springs. We're doing a cookout. Nothing but good vibes. I might. We'll see, Edgar. I'm kind of just laying low. I'm taking a trip to New York at the end of the month. Bro, when you move to Texas, I'm going to be here for at least another year. For sure. I don't know. 790F. Yeah, but I can't see the contract address on this. You got to tell me the market cap. United States. Expected. Wait, is that good? Jobless claims. Oh, that's bad. IDK, how long you're going to be there? Move to Texas already? That'd be hard. That'd be hard. Let's see. 5.3 mil. Let's see. We got a... Are you guys not on... Wait, let me clear this. I'm trying to find you guys. I don't see it. Market cap. IDK, how long are you going to be there? Rodney, we don't appreciate that, man. Just keep an eye out for our product. We appreciate the man. Oh, we appreciate that. Yeah, dude, good luck, man. I hope you fucking send. Hold on, I gotta sneeze. Achoo! 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 Woo! Where's Sailama on your list? Dude, we love Sailama. I know it's going through a little bit of growing pains right now, but you know. Jazzy Key's buying. There's a lot of like misinformation out there saying he's dumping. I don't think he's dumping, bro. This guy got into Giga early and those sorts of things. So I'm gonna send you some pics later of all the money you made me waste on firearms that you left me hanging with. I still have some firearms. Is Bitcoin moving right now? Let's go. Let's go to CoinMarketCap. We moving? Are we bullish again? We're moving a little bit. I mean, yeah. Can you see? Let me check out this meme coin I wanted to see for somebody. CC Dog. CC Dog. I'm not sure if Shiba Inu partnerships really matter anymore. You know, I just don't think they matter. Curds account. You guys, you cannot use an IP like this and it get super high because it's a Cartoon Network meme. You're gonna get hit with lawsuits, right? But I think the price looks good. Volume's pretty low. Get a volume bot so you can at least fake the volume. But with big IPs like this, guys, you're gonna get wrecked, right? Especially when crypto is getting more popular. After this bull and Roddy's moving back to Cali, I might actually. War is also on CMC. I'll check that out for you guys. Oh, here it is. Shout out to the Roaring Kitty community. Let's go. Okay, volume on sexualized stage. Okay, nice. You should give Austin a try. I'm gonna stay in some place for at least a few years, you know? Cartoon Network doesn't exist anymore. It's the IP. You still gotta get the, you know what I mean? There's still the IP. You can't just make that your own brand. BRV use trading views. Those sites like CMC are very laggy in price. They're not bad. I mean, you're gonna get like trading view is good, but you get like a minute-to-minute thing, which I don't think is really important. We can use trading view though. It is more accurate. I just like to be able to see all the prices at once. Yeah, you can get minute by minute little green candles and whatnot. It's actually more hype. There we go. Boom. Damn, we had 123 on what? July 25th? Yeah. Wow. That's great. Damn, that's fucking crazy, guys. What a time to be alive, dude. What a crazy time to be alive. Isn't this nuts? I wish I would have gotten to crypto early. I got in right around here-ish. He attacks us because he knows he will love it. First off, don't talk like you can beat my ass. Jayhawk. Come on. Come on, Jayhawk. Yeah, but yeah, you know, Bitcoin's moving up again. I guess we can do like the hour chart or some shit. Let's do hours. Ooh, yeah, we're moving. Damn. Someone aped at 10 a.m. Yeah, we're on the move though. We were here about an hour ago. No, this is last night. This is today. The time zone's all fucked up on my computer. 2, 3, 4, 5. So about 5 hours ago. Motherfucker, you read that up. Well, if you stop typing in Ebonics, then I can understand what's going on, bro. If you use proper fucking grammar, I can read it. My reading's already bad, but when you type in fucking Ebonics, I can't understand that, bro. You know? Help me. Help me. You know? Help me out. You know? Help me. You understand me, ho? Yeah, go over there fucking knows I struggle reading. You know, I have a reading level of a third grader, and you fucking type in I can't understand you, you know? Oh shit. All right, let's see if we got any more news going on today. It's fucking getting boring, bro, you know? What else we got today? What the fuck's going on? U.S. Attorney for D.C. said there's an anti-Semitism problem in America and vows to aggressively prosecute. Is there really an anti-Semitic problem going on, or are people just waking up, you know, to like us not having the best interest when it comes to foreign policy based on one other country? You know, I don't think that's a real problem. Just saying. Ondo. Let's see. Ondo. Traditional versus tokenized stocks. Wow. This is pretty interesting. So look at obviously regular traditional stocks and tokenized stocks. So a lot of growth to go. I'm going to know how it's going to look in like 20 years. Very interesting. All right. What else we have going on? China will launch its own stablecoin. Okay. No one gives China. Get the fuck out of here. No one cares. Fuck no, people are waking up to America not being first for us. Yeah, I think that's the issue, right? Tired of people getting lobbied and shit. You know? Sending our fucking soldiers over there to die for fucking dumb reasons. Just my opinion. What the fuck is going on? Let's see. What else we have? Dude, I love this guy.
On fucking beef coins, I'm insane. I've lost the fucking plot. I don't know what to fucking do. I need some.
You guys follow Ape? If you guys are not following Ape, follow this guy. This guy's a fucking G, bro. This guy's popped out of nowhere. Has been killing it. It's a little.
I'm fucking broke. I'm gonna find you.
This is when we got rugged by the Argentina president.
I'm gonna find you, Dennis. I'm gonna find you. You rugged me. I have nothing. I have to sell.
Yeah, and our tax money as well. Yeah. That guy's funny. He's pretty funny. What else we got going on today? What the fuck is this? Oh, this is this is how these sex scenes are shot. I have news. I started a daycare in the Snow Bunny business, and the business is great. What are you talking about, dude? Wait, I started a daycare in this Snow Bunny in this. Oh my God, you're nasty, Rock. I just got that.
Many, but
all right. So Tom Lee, the 16K Ethereum guy is predicting 200 to 250K Bitcoin by the end of the year. SHIB on base, bro. I think, look, I just don't think a SHIB on base is gonna work. You know, I don't know. You know, I'll look it up because ain't nobody else. You know, we ain't doing nothing. This? No, $43 in volume. You better be talking about another one, big dog. $43 in volume is crazy. Base is dead. Changed my mind. I don't think it's dead. I think they're just for memes, maybe. You know, I just think they're doing things the different way. One Up, what's up? One Up says, what about Pengu on base? I don't like ripoffs of. I just don't think it works, guys. When has it worked? When has it ever worked? Bread on base worked. Base Pengu. This one? Come on, man. Come on, because I think Brett was first a based an Ethereum meme, but it wasn't like a big one. It wasn't like a huge one. It did well, you know. But the clear leader on it, I just don't think they work. Like copycats, you know. I just don't think they work. I mean, I know a lot of people like them. Oh, this one. Okay. Shiba Inu on base. Oh, so it's kind of brand new, right? Ish. I still don't think they work, but it's looking good, you know, but everything looks good till it doesn't, you know, but it's pumping now. So $42 in volume is sick work. That is pretty crazy. You got to at least get a volume bot, right? Turbo worked, Pepe worked, but yes, I agree. Derivatives are not the best. No. Turbo, I guess kind of Turbo was a Pepe thing kind of sometimes, but Turbo has his own like unique narrative. And Pepe on ETH was different from the Pepe coin because Pepe coin was its own network. You know what I mean? Because Pepe is a coin and Pepe on ETH is a token, you know? Lion on Cronus lined up to be added to rewards on the car. Lion? Let me go to Dex Tools. Remember Dex Tools? We used to use Dex. I never used Dex Screener for everything. I think Dex Screener is just preferred. I still like Dex Tools better. Lions on Crow. Is it Lion? All right, Lion on Kronos. We're looking for the lion. We're looking for the lion there with the Kronos. Yeah. The Kronos chain. I don't see it here. I don't see it. Lion on Kronos. Oh, loaded. Okay, here it is. This one. Loaded lions. God damn. Why is the market cap so high? What the? Why am I not tapped in the Kronos network? Damn, it's at 562 million with like good. Well, volume's okay. Rod loves you. Fluff clap. Clap. Go being played across. Clap go. Clap go. Jayhawk actually loves to play that. That's what I do nightly. Clap and go. You know. What was it called? You guys remember during the iPod days when iPod was first introduced, and then they made the Microsoft Zune was like the competitor to the Zune to the iPod, and the Zune was pretty cool because my buddy had one. I was supposed to have anything, but I used his. But when you were trading music with the person, they called it squirting. That's such like who in there like who thought that was a good name for like the act of like trading songs. They called it squirting. Oh shit, let me look. A little pop culture for you guys. Hold on, let me see. Zune, Microsoft Zune squirt. Is it called squirting? Yeah. Oh yeah, here it is. This is an article from Does Squirting a Song Still Work? Zune should go beyond quote squirting. Who in their fucking department was like, you know what? Let's call it squirting. I know in 2006 internet culture wasn't where it was today, but like, you know. Yes, for sure. I meant Pepe on base and Turbo on base pump. I meant, yes, they're copies, but definitely short. Yeah, short-term plays. Yeah, short-term plays. For sure. Yeah. I still think they can work. There's so many of them too. It's not just the one you see. Like the first ship I pulled up was like dead, right? The first ship on base. Chuck to $1. Damn, we still got some Chuck people in here. That's some OG tech. Let's see how Chuck is doing. Chuck was one of a big base meme for a minute. I think that thing didn't like one of your like developers steal a bunch or some shit, and you guys like doxed them or some crazy shit like that. I love me some meme coin drama. That's great. Yeah, look at that. Best way to live, clap and go. I know I do have to do some research on Crow, bro. I know, bro. I know I do. Every time I'm always surprised. And when people say, give me a Crow coin, it's like a fucking $10 billion market cap. I'm like, where the hell has this been, you know? Good times, yeah. Opinion on mask, still more to go. Oh, mask off, mask on. Oh, cat with mask. 15 mil. Oh, look at the bullish reversal. Look at the bullish reversal. I'm here for it, baby. You know? You know? You know what I'm saying? Loudest community right now? Yeah, well, there's some out there that are loud, but I do have to say, I do see a lot of mask engagements, you know, on my posts and those sorts of things. All right, so I wonder what the SEC and the whole XRP things. I wonder what's going to happen with that. It's going to be very interesting. All right, what do we got? What else we got going on? J-Lo. After 4 divorces, 6 engagements, Jennifer Lopez says she won't be getting married again. She's choosing herself from now on. How is she still this bad, this old? You know? How is J-Lo still this hot? It's crazy. I swear to God. And this lady says, nothing like 4 divorces and 6 engagements to find out you're the problem. Damn. Who's Patsy's old? Damn, what's up, baby? God damn. But damn. God damn. But the ether. Trump says 200 days of winning. What do you guys think? I guess we are kind of winning, you know? It's hard to be upset on a green day. You know? Hard to be upset on a green day, I gotta say. You ever wondered if you only knew when the good times were? Well, this is it until Rodney ghosts me again. I'm not gonna ghost you. I'm not gonna ghost you again, bro. Nah, come on. What else we have going on? This nigga, get out of my feed, bro. What else we have going on? Nothing going on. A fighting game. Who's this? What else we have going on? This is pretty funny. Threads are funny on X. Sometimes these threads are dumb as fuck, you know? Crazy, she still look 30-ish. Yeah, she does. I mean, she probably takes care of herself. Probably got the best. I mean, not everybody does though. You know, she probably just doesn't like drink or party a lot. Oh, yeah, that was a good stretch. You have a good stretch. All right, guys, I'm out of here for the day. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, guys. Smash the like button on your way. I do appreciate you guys. Come hang out tomorrow, Friday, and we're probably gonna have some streams on the weekend too. At least a couple. Meme, or at least one for sure. You know, meme coin chill and chills, those sorts of things. We'll get to the meme coin nitty gritty on the weekend. Hang out, maybe spend some money and get rugged or something. I don't know. Whatever we're feeling like, you know. Maybe I'll let you guys in some meme coin plays that I'm getting into. If you guys want to get wrecked with me, you know. All right, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. I love you. I love you. Oh my God, one up. See you guys. Hope I filled you in good this morning. Right, I'm gonna fill you in good tomorrow. See you at 11 a.m. sharp. Peace.